What up, Clipper Nation?
Before you go on, I shared a sheet with Carlo yesterday that I made. It's like you can just select everyone's like either season high or low from every box score stat. Do you want me to share that with you?
Sure. Email?
Here,
See, Brandon?
hi, it's Carlos. It's both of them.
Alright.
So you can just put it like whatever. Cardinals. Free throw attempts, season high. So, and it'll spit out whatever. And if you want to go to anyone's actual game line, like individualized by player under their last name.
That's dope.
So, yeah,
I'll
if you want to use
definitely
it,
take
go
it.
ahead.
What up? Back in business, baby. Oh, I don't want this guy to edit this. Oh, you're gonna edit it. I didn't see it anyway. Joey, you're on the headset, baby. Lock in. Mike is your color commentator. Thanks, Joey. How you been?
What up, Clipper Nation?
Thanksgiving was nice.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, 2 rounds of golf in.
Here we go.
Back.
Here we go.
Is that Gary Busey? Is that Dad? Dad, you spelled our last name wrong. Crazy Gary Busey. Can't even remember his own last name. Oh, God, I love the internet. And hate it simultaneously. What up, Mio? You were second to Adam Oslin's dad. Jordan Pollard here. What up, Jordan? Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers tonight in an in-season tournament game where both teams need to win by 24 at least, and then hope that the OKC Thunder lose to Utah to make it into the knockout round. So it's pretty unlikely. I just want to see a Clippers victory. That's all. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not getting greedy. So I'm watching Jeremy Grant warm up here on the blue with red border court. Jeremy Grant last time against Clippers went, I think, 3 of 13, and they still won the game here, 106 to 105. So we got issues against Portland. Revenge game tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow, Timberwolves. As they get back against them tonight, the Portland Trailblazers, who should not be overlooked, guys. They have beaten Minnesota twice. They have beaten Houston. They have beaten Sacramento. They've had some good wins. They're not some 2-3 win team. They've won 8 games. Let's see what else we got. He's 3 of 14 last time out. Jeremy Grant was. Maybe that's why he's getting extra work in. Adam Oslin's dad said they're going to win both back to back. Have they swept 2 back to back so far, chat? Do you guys know? 2 back to back so far that they have swept? I want to say that's correct. See who's signing autographs way over there. See Tomer Azarli grabbing some. You guys, should I put out this tweet or this? I got sniped and caught in 4K by Brian Seaman earlier at the cookie bar. I think I'm gonna have to put this out. This is me getting caught at the cookie bar. This doesn't give out his number. How could this happen? How could this happen? Brian Seaman killing me for going to the cookie bar. It's not fair. at the cookie bar.
Yeah. Gonna do that. Gonna see grandparents. They're down in Long Beach. Yeah, so sorry I couldn't make it out to golf. What? I think once off season comes around, I'm definitely down. It's just during the season, it's like.
All right, Chad. I just put out the tweet, I think.
Yeah. I'm going to the Bay. I think.
We're hearing this conversation with Carlo and Joey way too loud. Way too loud. Let me make sure I didn't give out Brian Siemens' number here. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Bob's a talker. So am I. No, I said one word.
At least you can kind of see my jawline.
I was at a graduation party, and I just said hello. This guy's.
Do you guys want to see this picture? I'll share the screen so you know what I'm laughing at. Myself.
I didn't get a word in. No words in. 45 minutes.
This is a real text from Brian Seaman. 10% or 100% body fat. Ha 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 ha. It's like the freaking Joker over here with how many ha ha's he put out. My God. I'm talking with BJ Matthews from the Pull Up Podcast pregame. Stuff in my face.
He's so polite, but he's also so like in disagreement. Yeah, it's awesome.
Just wrong.
I can't believe that.
At least I can do is tweet it out and get something out of it. Right? All right, let me stop sharing my screen here. All right, chat. Clippers, Portland Trailblazers. Portland's worse offensively than defensively. Defensively, they're about 20th. But I can stop saying they're about something and get the exact number for you since I'm a stickler for things like this. Defensively, the Portland Trailblazers are 21st. Offensively, they are 27th. Meanwhile, the Clippers, offensively, slightly better, 23rd. Defensively, significantly better. They are 4th. Pace of play, very different between these two teams. Portland is 12th in pace of play. The Clippers, 19th.
But it's fun. Like I don't hate that. Like you know.
Ernie said, excited for more touches for Jordan Miller. Adrian said, just kidding. About what? Who's kidding? Adam Oslin's dad said, Dunn going to be our backup point guard since KPJ out, right? I don't know. I'm still holding out some hope that Bones Highland gets some run. I probably shouldn't be, but you know how it goes. God, that cookie. Ooh, Justin Russo just put up a fire tweet about tonight's jerseys. We got Joey Lynn from SI Now coming on pregame. God, I love these red jerseys. I actually ate one of the jersey cookies they had. It was decorated with red frosting and dye, and they made the red jersey out of it. I have a sweets issue, even though overall I've been pretty good. Just got a text from my guy Beto Duran. Love that guy. Super nice, super positive guy. Supposed to be the competition, I guess, because he kind of does my job for the Lakers, but friends. Our Darius Sanders said Harden going for 40 tonight. Well, he had 39 last game, so why not? Making Brian Seaman.
Red jersey cookies.
Guy was praying for my downfall, and he caught me in 4K with a cookie.
I would say get the
In the most unflattering photo ever.
chicken just in case like
It's not fair.
Is it like chicken tikka?
yeah, I don't know how you it's like
The red one.
yeah.
All right, let me check my notes here. Appreciate you, chat. It is good to be back. I don't like any days off. I'd rather be working a Clippers game, honestly. That's why I do Clippers talk every day. I just want to talk about this team all the time.
We go overboard. Stupid.
My family just went real free like 3 years ago.
Oh, we've always been doing it.
Oh, that's fire! Are you hunting that down yourself?
Another win today.
Okay, where do you go? Where do you go hunt?
In San Francisco, on Fort Mason.
You always got to look over your notes right beforehand.
She's the president of it 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Always have some corrections.
I don't know what they're doing with the money too.
Yeah.
$600 or whatever. I guess it's worth it.
It goes to charity.
Yeah, I guess.
And it's a sick ass.
If it's tax deductible.
Facts, right? Write that shit off, baby.
But if we didn't find one there, we're going to go. So if you go up to the top of 17, you just like cut one down. I just found that out. So,
Maybe I'll just go one day when the stock goes up.
Is that a cookie?
are you doing real or you got some real?
Yeah, I don't know though.
Jeremy Mormon said we should have called to see if Tyler is doing okay after that Lakers loss yesterday. Oh, that legendary call from Tyler. Trap game tonight. I agree. But I don't think they're going to fall for it. I think they're focused because they have lost to this Portland team before. So if that doesn't get your attention, what will?
Yeah, no, you just birthday the world record. It's December 3rd. It's 1, 2, 3.
This is a
It's hard, but I try to remember everyone.
don't get cocky kid situation.
Mine is a 17.
Hey, Jason Smith. A guy who I may have called out pretty hard the other night with an old takes exposed.
I call him out all the time, and I used to work with him.
Did you see what I retweeted from him?
No.
This was out of pocket. I had remembered this tweet from when he said it on July 2nd.
Okay.
It was, see if I find it. Jason Smith, July 2nd. Worst NBA contract so far, James Harden. I can't ever take the Clippers seriously as title contenders because they just want to be relevant. They don't want to be the life of the party. They just want to get invited. James Harden. How could a 1+1 contract ever be the worst contract of an offseason?
It
It's like,
really
you
can.
can get out of it after 1 year.
Yeah, exactly.
At 2 years at worst. And by the way, James Harden's been pretty damn good, guys.
Pretty good. Shout out Jason Smith for messing that up. Yeah, I said it.
I love Jason Smith,
So do I.
but
I've known him 20 years. Worked with him like 10.
yeah, he's a great guy.
He is.
I had to call him out for that though. I don't forget anything. Like I knew when that night happened, and I searched for that tweet. It's like this is gonna come in handy at some point. I'm a sick man. It really says more about me than him, guys. Guys, we got Colin Yee as our producer, chat, who does it for Tim Cates and the Dodgers broadcast all the time. Colin Yee is the best in the business at many things. We're not worthy. K. Newton is out. I won't.
We're going to sing your praises the next 2 nights.
The chat needs to know. Ooh, Norman Powell revenge game. What did he have last time out against Portland? He had 30 on 22 shots. He was good. He's typically Always good. All right. 3 minutes till we start the pregame show, guys. Starting in 2 minutes. 2 minutes chill air time. Shout out Big Brother Jake Warner. He brought me a water and a Diet Coke. I have notes. I write out my introduction here, Joss. The first segment, I write it out, put together some highlights, throw it to those. Colin Yee fires them off. And then from there, it's notes. What up, J-Dog? Dog. He's got that Chris Dunn dog in him. All right. We're about ready. Put the word on the street out that we back up. Oh, by the way, I got a good guest for you guys coming up on Saturday. When we have 3 days off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I got a good guest for you coming up on Saturday. Believe that. Somebody you guys have been asking for. Maybe someday Big Bro will come on the show.
It's a
literally
phone
come
call
on.
or a text away.
He's literally come on.
How dare
And he
you?
eviscerated Paul George.
Oh, I'll do it
That was a
again.
good episode.
That was fun. Thanks for having me on. I'll do it again too.
I'm down.
Couldn't happen to a better guy.
Welcome into Clippers Countdown. It's your 13-9 LA Clippers are on the front end of a home back-to-back where there's truly no place like home, as Clipper Nation might have been chanting like Dorothy while wearing a new red jersey perhaps, because here at Intuit Dome, the Clippers have won 8 straight games and have a chance at another victory tonight against the 8-13 Portland Trail Blazers, who, despite their record, have gotten some strong wins against the Kings, Rockets, T-Wolves, as well as one right here over the Clippers back when the Clips started 0-4 at the Dome. But times have changed, and the teams are now witnessing the firepower of this fully armed and operational battle station known as Intuit Dome. James Harden and Norman Powell combined for over half the Clippers' 126 points as they made it 4 straight victories over the Denver Nuggets with a 4-point win here at Intuit Dome. in a game where the Nuggets missed 9 free throws as the Wall claimed yet another victim. Here was Coach Lou on the safe haven that has been Intuit Dome after the squad made it 8 straight wins. Portland went 10 of 12 from the free throw line in their first visit here, so let's see if the Wall and this Clippers team can avenge an early season loss tonight. Tip time between the Clippers and Blazers is just about 57 minutes away. Coming up, you're going to hear from assistant coach Brian Shaw, but up next, we'll get to your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. This has got to be Evil Bot. It's a good call, Ray. J-Dog says, mark my words.
I'm on time.
Barely.
It looked like I
Hey
was.
guys, look who it is.
Just check my watch. Is it Miller time?
It looked like I was helping you out of the situation, Carlo.
Appreciate you, big bro.
Yeah, I could read faces, bro.
Hey, we're live.
I don't care. Like the way I look at Adam
When's the last time you looked at me?
right now.
I wasn't sure what time it was, but
That's
I
right.
knew that Adam would definitely get mad at me when I'm
Well,
about to be late.
I wanted to prevent him
It's
from
usually
being
only
a
on the
thief.
road when I have no control.
Yeah.
Like, where's Carlo?
Where's Carlo?
I'm
Yeah.
talking to nobody.
Control
I'm talking to
freak
him, he's
over
not
there.
there.
Well, that wasn't actually. I was there.
Man, it's brutal.
I was there in
sometimes.
Minnesota,
Let me
but
tell
you didn't hear me.
He's just not even there.
No,
don't
I
know
was
what's going on.
actually. You said hi. I was on the video. You if you
I'm
turned
not
me,
even sure if he's on right now. I don't-
if you actually looked at your screen before going to me, you would have saw that I had my headset on and I was there.
I did mess that part up. He's just Jordan Miller, not the Messiah. Big
he's-
if true.
What's the thing in Lisan Al Gib?
Excuse me.
That's Jordan Miller from
Can you
Dune.
believe this?
From Dune.
Disgusting.
You tweeted it out.
Well, I got to make something good out of it. Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers in an in-season tournament matchup. Tip-off is just 56 minutes away here at Intuit Dome, where the Clippers have won 8 straight. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, you're going to hear from assistant coach Brian Shaw, but joining the show right now is our friend Carlo Jimenez back at the Dome. Carlo, how you doing, my guy?
Hey, Adam. Smells like cookies over here. I'm doing good.
What'd you eat?
good. I'm going. Everything's good. The Clippers got the red jerseys on today. We got the new Emirates NBA Cup court, and the Clippers not only need to win, Adam, but need to win by 24. So we're playing a little bit of a Elam ending type deal with the Clippers needing a target score.
Clippers back after their last victory over the Denver Nuggets on Sunday night. 126-122 was your final. Another game where James Harden made his case for player of the week. Didn't end up getting it. Maybe he'll get player of the month instead. But 39 points for the bearded wonder, out-dueling Nikola Jokic, who he is 16-8 against in head-to-head matchups so far. Another great performance by the Clipper star.
Huge performance for him. I mean, for this Clipper team, Adam, coming into that game against Denver, they have a lot of star power. The Clippers had to match that with star power, and they did down the stretch. Really felt like their stars were able to be the ones that carry them the distance. Excellent performances from Norman Powell and James Harden in that contest.
And I think for James Harden, he's got his legs under him now. I mean, he's 41% over his last 7 games from 3 after shooting 31% over his first 15 games from outside the arc. So he's clearly playing more comfortable, and that efficiency is showing up in the numbers.
Well, it's been showing up all season long for Norman Powell. Even after missing 6 games, he comes right back, has 28 points in just 25 minutes. But that stretch where the Clippers were down by 10, midway through the third quarter, where Norman Powell would knock down 3 3-pointers. James Harden has a couple as well. The Clippers just seem to respond lately in those big moments. They're showing a lot of poise, and it was great to see it from Norman Powell once again.
I think we're seeing the fruits of all those close games to start the season. And the Clippers, of their first 12 games, I think 10 of them were clutch contests or it was within 5 in a 5-point ball game. And so to be able to see this Clipper team now feel comfortable late in games when they can not worry about close scores or giving up leads or responding when they need to, it's been impressive by this Clipper team, and it all speaks to them being prepared by this coaching staff and also just the experience of those early contests, able to work through close games down the stretch.
Speaking of experience, the young guys have been getting a little bit more of that. Jordan Miller with a key 8 points early in that second quarter where he was going downhill and attacking none other than Aaron Gordon, one of the better defenders in the league. Didn't matter. He was still able to get to his floater, get to those push shots. Jordan Miller has great touch around the basket.
And what was so impressive about that, Adam, is the way he was attacking Aaron Gordon. It wasn't, I'm going to try to use my agility to get around Aaron Gordon. He put his shoulder into the chest of Aaron Gordon. Despite giving up a couple of LBs, was still able to muscle in. He's probably at 10% body fat like yourself. He's got all that muscle on that tight frame, able to get right into the body of Gordon, finish with that left hand. And you pointed it out during the game, Adam. The Clippers were going at Aaron Gordon. They were hunting him on the defensive end because it was his first time playing in a month, and he was dealing with that calf strain, and clearly the right move by the Clippers. Once again, picking on the wounded animal, the wound in the defense. Whatever opportunity Ty Lue sees on the offensive end, he's just going to keep going to it, and Jordan Miller continued to attack on the offensive end against Aaron Gordon.
Felt like Ivica Zubac uncharacteristically might have played his worst game so far in his career against Nikola Jokic, yet he still made an impact, even though he was just 2 of 9 with 6 points. 5 assists out there, and the Clippers just don't lose when he's dishing the basketball.
Nope, they are 8-0 this season when he has 4 or more assists. And he got some extra credit. Give me 5 for Big Zoo on that one. Also felt like defensively, that's where he shined in that game. I mean, Jokic had 19 points at halftime. I believe he finished with 29 on the night. You hold the NBA's leading scorer to 10 points in the second half. That's big-time stuff by Ivica Zubac on the defensive end. He's been a great rebounder, a big reason why this team is so good at rebounding the basketball, but also as a defender. The Clippers are funneling their guys to Ivica Zubac underneath the iron, and he is standing tall, meeting people up high every time.
Clippers looking to avenge an early season loss here at Intuit Dome when they started 0-4. One of those teams to take them down would be the Portland Trail Blazers. They are back tonight. Clippers and Blazers tipping off just 53 minutes from now. Carlo Jimenez is on the call, but up next, he's got his one-on-one conversation with assistant coach Brian Shaw right here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
See you later.
What's up, man? Oh, wait. Carlo. We got to send the interview to Colin. You know I'm right.
Since when, if ever?
That's Big Brother Jake's voice. You got it, Colin?
Hey, we took a picture last night, so it's all love.
Was that last night?
Or 2 nights ago.
Will there be a picture tonight?
If we win.
If.
I might even sign it.
Yeah. I'll bring it back and say we got Carlo in the locker room. Because that's what's happening, guys. Freaking Bonesaw, the king of the inside jokes here. First is Brian Seaman. Now he keeps going back to Tyler, the Laker fan prank call. How y'all doing? Not too bad, I hope. I almost busted out laughing as soon as I saw that. You guys are hilarious. Clippers and Portland Trailblazers tipping off just 50 minutes from now here at Intuit Dome. It's an in-season tournament matchup. And coming up, we'll go back in time in Clippers Rewind. We'll take things back to 2017. But first, we're going to head back over to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. Yes, sir. Wait, no. I send it to break, but the interview will just end. He'll say thank you, then I'll send it to break. You see Brian Seaman clowning me here? He said I'm getting 100% body fat because he caught me at the cookie bar. They're all laughing at me, chat. Yeah, I can't eat a cookie here and there. I can still get to 10%. Just watch. Watch.
These exits are clearly marked with illuminated exit signs. Take a moment to locate the nearest exit to your seat. Floor and club level fans will make their way up or down the aisles and through the portals on the main level. Terrace, Halo Bond, and
Carlo Jimenez there pregame with assistant coach B. Shaw. Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Tip-off just 47 minutes away here at Intuit Dome. Coming up, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind. We're taking things back to 2017. There was a game winner between these two teams in favor of the Clippers, of course. I'm Adam Osland. You're listening to the Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Good question about the backup point guard situation.
You know, once in a blue moon. I get a good question in there.
Yeah, it's about time, huh?
Adam,
I was due.
he's a pro. Unlike you, he's a professional.
I can't compliment him.
With a backhanded compliment
It was
before.
not a backhanded compliment. That was a legit good question. That's a tough question. That's what everybody wants to know.
You want to hit him or you want me to hit him?
I'm being sincere.
I think you'll hit the ground harder if you do it.
Chat, are you hearing these threats? This is on tape.
Chat, this is not a threat. It's a promise.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I almost said something real bad.
You should have.
You
No,
should have.
I do all the
I'm
time.
chilling. I'm chilling.
I'm not scared of you, Adam.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Say it.
I'm chilling.
Say it. People that say I was going to say
It's
something.
really. It's not offensive to you.
I wouldn't.
Have you seen that video?
That's the problem. If it was offensive to you, I would have been
I
fine
might,
saying
you never know. I might be offended by
it.
it.
I don't think you would be.
Probably not. It
I
takes
would
a
be.
lot from me.
I'd be offended.
I wouldn't go that.
The only way you can get me saying my mix is bad. Go ahead, Adam. I knew you were going to say something.
Well, I was wondering if I was on the premium headphone set tonight.
No, you get the lower ghetto downgrade. We're gonna bring you some like those Walkman headphones
Those
next
These
time.
are Sony at Sanyo.
I hate you, Adam.
Oh, people saying squabble up.
Squabble up. Squabble up. I would defend Adam with my life, and that's for real. Only I can hurt him. No one else.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
Clippers and Portland Trailblazers tipping off 44 minutes from now here at Intuit Dome. Coming up, we'll get your player to watch here on Clippers Countdown. But first, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind. Back to October 26th of 2017. One of the greatest sequels was out, Blade Runner 2049. Maybe the best when it comes to time period between the original and a sequel. Bodak Yellow by Cardi B was at the top of the Billboard charts. It was a banger. And the Clippers were down late in Portland and needed their star to hit a big shot. Before Brian Seaman was catching me in 4K at the Cookie Bar pregame at Intuit Dome. Yes, he was your radio voice of the Clippers, of course, now your TV voice, and he was calling that game winner from Blake Griffin, who finished with 25 points and the big shot over the Portland Trail Blazers late up in Portland. Clippers won 104 to 103. Of course, Blake Griffin in all time. Clipper great. I think he might be the first guy to get his jersey retired here at Intuit Dome. Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers tonight. Clippers have won 8 straight here at the Dome. The Dome is home, and coming up next, your player to watch right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Sign up by texting HOOPS to 213-577-8233.
No, that's not Kawhi talking off camera. That's Big Brother Jake Warner. That's where the threats are coming from. This guy right here, that guy, bad guy. The cookies hurt who?
You try to incriminate me, Adam.
You said it on. It's on.
This is the guy that's gonna hurt me.
Did you guys hear what he said?
I would never hurt you.
That's not what he said.
I would hurt you, but for a good reason.
And Carlo was rooting it on.
That's right, because look, sometimes, Adam, you're hard to work with.
You guys hear that?
We,
You guys hear that?
We deal with you because we have to.
You guys hear that too?
I mean, I don't have to. I could leave, but I'm taking my equipment with me.
Friends like these, chat. Friends like these.
Exactly. You should see the enemies he has. Oh, my God. We're like G-rated.
Well, there's this Tyler guy that's a Lakers fan that calls in and prank calls. How you doing? Pretty good, I hope. What was the thing he said? Not too bad, I hope.
Sit next to the best fans in the NBA and unlock discounted concessions at Intuit Go. Don't wait
If you guys don't know who Big Brother Jake Warner is, good.
People only know me when I mess up, so it's all right. Like a good referee.
He's the professor, the podcast millionaire. Did you have like over 1 million listens?
Pretty close, yeah. Pretty
Close.
close. Pretty close.
Enjoy exclusive group game day perks like watching the stars warm up, snapping a centerboard photo, or even taking a free throw at the court. Act fast. Visit clippers.com/groups to sign up.
Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers tonight here at the Dome. It's Intuit Dome, where the Clippers have won 8 straight ball games after starting off 0-4 in their new home, their first home. 40 minutes till tip-off. Coming up, we'll get to an NBA out-of-town scoreboard. Joey Lynn from SI Now will be here, and we'll have your injury report. But first, let's get your player to watch. I'm going. Oh. I didn't know calling you was like that. All right. Guy's got game. I just didn't know if he was filled in that we had this player to watch feature open. Since Katie ain't exactly telling everybody anything. So I'm going with Ivica Zubac tonight against DeAndre Ayton, who has given him some problems. Ayton been eaten off the plate a big zoo. In fact, last time out in the Portland Trailblazers 106-105 victory here in late October, Ivica Zubac was 2 of 7, 6 points. DeAndre Ayton 7 of 15, 15 and 12, and hit a huge three-pointer in the far side corner late in the ball game. Ivica Zubac is coming off a game where he played 35 minutes on Sunday night against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, and he was 2 of 9. Now, still had 5 assists, still had 8 boards, but I just want to see Ivica Zubac get back on track, get something closer to his 16 and 12 average, where he's basically been at all season long. Zubac versus Ayton. A little bit of a background, underground storyline to this ball game between the Clippers and Portland Trailblazers. Tip-off is just about 38 minutes away. Coming up next, we'll get your injury report right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Maximize your season with the 4D plan. Mini plan powered by Pregame. Choose from top games, weekend matchups, big nights, so much more. With each plan,
It's not that funny, bro. It's not that funny.
I just told Mr. Brian Seaman that was his best work. Diet Coke, yeah, diet.
Brian's clowning me over here. Hey, chat, who's that? Who's that man?
Well deserved. Shout out Katie for getting, dissed on the air.
Oh, is that on the air?
No, it was on the air.
She ain't here the next couple games, so what's she gonna do?
There's a reason for that.
Why?
That I will not discuss.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot
Way
why
to
she's
go.
out. Oh.
Wow. Adam doesn't care.
Uh,
Katie, if you're listening, I love you.
Katie, we all love you, and we're thinking about you.
Not all of us.
Obviously, I was thinking about you. I just
Yeah.
slight omission.
Even Carlo was silenced by you, and that takes a lot. You're the meanest person I've ever seen, Adam.
Oh my God!
I
He's like
should.
the meanest man that ever lived.
I think I'm gonna get that picture and put it on T-shirts for all of us up here.
I thought you sounded like Squints in the Sandlot.
How dare you?
He's like the meanest man that ever lived.
Shout out Squints.
Great movie. I remember when I got it, I thought it was going to be Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze in the case, like as I unwrapped the present. And I had never even seen The Sandlot. And so we're like disappointed at first. And then we watch it and it's like, oh my God. What up, JC? Yeah, Stratos. That's why he's my player to watch. I mean, I'm down with retiring Bob McAdoo's as well. I just think it might be Blake first. Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers tonight here at Intuit Dome. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we got Joey Lynn from S-Side Now, Clippers beat reporter. But you know what? While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Your injury report is brought to you by Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code KLAC to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. No Kawhi Leonard still, and KPJ is out with that ankle injury. Scoot Henderson is questionable. Donovan Clingan is out with a knee injury. Robert Williams is out. He's in concussion protocol. So Portland Trailblazers down a couple of big men in this ball game. Again, Beats Zubac's my player to watch. I don't think they're going to be able to play DeAndre Ayton every single minute that Beats Zubats is out there. They might try to match the minutes, but let's say one guy gets in foul trouble. I just want to see Big Zoo detonate against Portland tonight here at the Dome. The Clippers have a chance to make it 9 straight victories, Clipper Nation. The wall has been doing work. More on that coming up as we got Joey Lynn up next from SI Now right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
And tonight at Center Court, we have with us some fantastic teachers. First up, we have Robert Feld with West Hollywood Elementary. We have Oscar Escobedo with Sanchez Elementary.
This is pretty funny. This guy is calling himself Adam Osland's dad, and he said, wow, everybody flipped on my son over there, and they doesn't know what I'm capable of, my offspring.
Next, we have Rachel Tatenroth.
What up, Biz? Hi, all. As French, really love the work of Nico, actually. Love it. Love it. Ray said Adam getting straight up bullied tonight. Man, outnumbered, never outgunned.
Bullied? Bullied? Bullied?
You're right. I've been shamed and I've been bullied.
You are the one that starts everything and then plays victim.
No. That
Man,
doesn't sound like me at
you
all.
are not. I would never bully anyone. I defend myself. Bruh. Bullied? Come on, chat. Y'all could do better than that.
Defend yourself with the bazooka that you've been shooting at me?
Yeah. Whatever.
The chat doesn't lie.
The chat knows the truth. They're about to find out.
Sit down, Joey. Look at my guy, another bearded wonder.
Take the Lamington class, go down to Chinatown and buy a leg. It just makes me feel like home.
Did you hear what Coach Lou said earlier? I wasn't paying attention when he was asked by Rousseau about what it takes to earn your trust to Coach Lou.
Not off the top of my head, no.
Did anybody hear that?
No.
He might not have given much. I forget. What did you ask him earlier?
I asked him if he cares about the point differential.
Oh,
He
that's
pretty
right.
much said no.
That was a good question, though.
Yeah, no, I was
thinking
interested
about
because,
it.
I mean, it's new, and obviously people are talking about it, but it doesn't sound like he cares too much.
They need to win by 24 at least
Yeah, to even have a chance. I
and
think
have
they
OKC lose to Utah.
said. Yeah, so.
Please. Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers tonight here at Intuit Dome, where they have won 8 straight. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. You're listening to the official pregame show of your Los Angeles Clippers. This is Clippers Countdown. Still to come, we'll get to an NBA out-of-town scoreboard. But first, we are joined by Joey Lynn. At Joey Lynn with 2 N's and an underscore at the end is where you find him. You find him here and on the road at times following this Clippers team. He is a reporter for SI Now. Joey, good to see you. How you been?
Adam, doing great. Thank you again for having me.
He's also a Biola grad. I got to get that in here.
Absolutely.
Just because, I am too. I don't know if they claim me, but whatever. Let's start with this Clippers basketball team. Jake Warner shakes his head. No, they don't. He doesn't claim me either. Winning that game in the fashion they did against the Denver Nuggets with James Harden going off like that, but also that third quarter where they are down by 10 and they showed some poise. And I know they lost the game against Minnesota where they also trailed by 10 multiple times but battled back. It just seems like they're developing some real poise under noise. And I'm not saying necessarily championship traits, but championship or at least traits of a good basketball team. There are some good patterns going here.
Absolutely, and I think it's encouraging that you're seeing it this early because there's a lot of guys that are contributing a lot to this team who weren't with this team in recent years, and a lot of times it takes some time for a team to find an identity. That word identity is something that we talked about a lot in recent years, but it feels like the Clippers do have an identity, and that could be part of it, right? A team that doesn't get phased, a team that is good under pressure, and I think we're seeing that a lot here early.
Clippers obviously top 5 in defensive rating on the season. The Portland Trailblazers do struggle there. More on Portland coming up with Joey Lynn. But I want to focus in on what James Harden has been able to do because I do think he has a case. I'm not saying he's the front runner, but he can be talked about and discussed when you're talking about MVPs because the same media that was trashing the Clippers and saying they were going to finish bottom 4 in the West, well, they have to look at this situation right now with them being 13-9 and ask why. A lot of that reason is because of James Harden, especially because it's not just Kawhi Leonard who's been out so far. They missed 6 games from Norman Powell, and they still are 4 games above 500.
Absolutely. And I think that's why you're seeing him nominated for every single Player of the Week award. He's not winning it, but he is still in the mix. Player of the Month, same thing, him along with Zoo. And I think people have talked about it a lot, but what you're seeing is really one of the greatest floor raisers that this game has ever had. And I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that because in Houston, never missed the playoffs. He's talked about it. He's made the playoffs every single year of his career. And some of those Houston teams, they had good rosters, but they also had some years where those rosters, weren't exactly, at that championship level or championship contender level. And he had them in the mix every single year. So I think you're seeing that here this year. Even at this stage of James Harden's career, he's still one of those elite floor raisers in our game.
We saw Ivica Zubac struggle from the field against Denver. He actually struggled against 8 in the last time here against the Portland Trailblazers too. But in that game against the Nuggets where the Clippers would win by 4, he had 5 assists, and they're undefeated when he has 4 or more assists. Are you seeing a difference in his play in the short roll now and just making the right pass out there?
I honestly feel like he's been pretty advanced in that department for a few years now. We're just seeing him get more opportunities because the Clippers are running more pick and rolls. Obviously, James Harden is one of the better pick and roll players still at this stage of his career that we have in the league right now. So he's getting more opportunities to showcase that. His decision-making has been better. We've even seen him have a couple fake handoffs where he takes it himself and goes to the basket. So I really like how the Clippers have utilized Zoo. I think they still could actually stand up, post him up maybe a little bit more. But in terms of giving him the opportunity to play 4-on-3 there in the short roll, he's shown the ability to do that. He's been efficient with it. And as you said, the record speaks for itself when he's making plays like that.
You also want Ivica Zubac to get a few more touches. A man cut from the same cloth, like quite literally tonight. People are pointing this out here in the chat side. Joey Lynn and I went to the same tailor, apparently, with what we're wearing with our undershirts here. We talked a little bit earlier with Carlo Jimenez about Jordan Miller and those 8 points early on in the second quarter, but he was doing work against Aaron Gordon. We've seen this where even in the preseason, when the Kings were playing their guys and he went at Keegan Murray, he's unafraid, and that little floater, push shot, that touch he has around the rim, it just seems to fall each and every time. He has a special ability to get downhill and to get some easy buckets.
And what I've liked from Jordan is that he hasn't been afraid to get to that, right? He's getting his opportunity out there in the rotation, and he hasn't looked like a guy who's out there trying to not make a mistake. He's looking like a guy who's out there trying to make plays, and we've seen him do that at a high level so far. It'll be interesting to see what Ty Lue does with his rotation once Kevin Porter Jr. comes back, because he did tell us pregame that it's not expected to be an extended absence. It's going to be tough to take Jordan out of the rotation. Whether Ty expands his rotation a little bit more or, makes a tough decision, we'll see what ends up happening. But I think he's absolutely earned that trust, and Ty said that just the other night.
How do you think they get by? Because I don't know if I expect James Harden to play an entire half again tonight when he's off the court. How do you think they orchestrate the offense? Could we see Bones Highland, or is it going to be point guard by committee out there?
I don't expect to see Bones. Maybe if the Clippers had not done as well with the point guard by committee in their last game, Ty may have experimented with that. But I think he's comfortable with at least the same players that he played last game. And you know what's funny? I think the last time I was on here was before the Portland game.
Oh, no.
We talked about how they were going to hopefully come out, create a little bit of a comfortable lead and not have to go down to the wire. But as we know, that did not occur. So hopefully tonight that is something that they can do, maybe get out to a little bit of the lead, perhaps motivated by the point differential incentive, and not have to have James Harden play as many minutes as he did last night or last game.
You did ask Coach Lou about that pregame. Talk about his answer and just what the Clippers are up against for those who are wondering about what point differential means here in the in-season tournament.
Well, the NBA Cup is new to all of us, right? So I did ask Ty Lue. I said, with the point differential impact, especially since you guys have dug yourself a bit of a hole here and need to have a big win and have some things go your way, is it something that you're thinking about? And he said not really. They're just worried about getting a win. Perhaps his answer would be different if, it wasn't as much of a long shot as it is currently. But that is something that I would imagine is in the back of their minds. And if the situation presents itself where they have an opportunity to go for it in the fourth quarter, I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen. But I don't expect them to have that on their mind from the jump, if that makes sense.
Fan question for you. What do you think of the red jerseys being back for the first time in 7 years?
Man, I love it. I grew up on Lob City. I think a lot of people know that. So obviously, I think those script Los Angeles red jerseys from the Lob City era are some of the best that the Clippers have had since I've been watching the team. So I really like the way that they were able to incorporate the script, incorporate the red back into the mix. I think they look great on this court as well.
Norman Powell will be back once again tonight. I was a little bit surprised of just how quickly he got up to speed after missing 6 games and looking exactly like he did with the efficiency.
I honestly am not surprised with this guy anymore because it just feels like that's what he does. He rolls out of bed and gets a bucket. So it wasn't too surprising to me. I get what you're saying. You think, a hamstring especially, got to get your legs back underneath you a little bit for a high-volume shooter, high-volume scorer like Norman Powell. But this guy has proven to be different. He has taken advantage of his opportunity. He's really been exactly what this Clippers team has needed because it's more than just filling in for the production that they lose with Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is not out there, so the Clippers are giving Norman Powell an even greater opportunity than perhaps they expected to start the season, and he's taking full advantage.
Do you think by the end of the season there's a real chance that there's a storyline or a narrative out there that at this point in time Norman Powell is actually a better player than Paul George?
I don't know about better player overall because Norman Powell, in terms of a scoring output, he's one of the best in our game right now. He's a guy who is incredibly efficient, one of the most efficient volume scorers in the league. I don't think we've seen the best of Paul George to start the season. He had a good game tonight, but hasn't obviously been that $212 million player that Philadelphia signed. But I do think Paul George does a lot of things does a lot of things at a high level, whether it be his ability to make plays. Obviously, the turnovers can become an issue at times, but Paul George does probably a little bit more overall than Norman Powell does on the court. But that's also because that's his responsibility. He's a max player. That's the role that he's being placed into. Norman Powell is being asked to score, and he's doing that at a very high level. So not quite sure we're there yet, but Adam, as you said, it's more of a end of the season conversation and perhaps something we can revisit then.
How have you felt about Mo Bamba as the backup center right now? For a while, there was talk with Kai Jones. I got caught up in it a little bit too in the preseason. And I'm not saying he necessarily struggled that much here at the NBA level. It's just you have a much more seasoned guy now healthy in Mo Bamba, who I think has acquitted himself pretty well so far.
And that's something that the Clippers have been missing in recent years. Obviously, it's been kind of a revolving door with that backup center position. We've had stretches of games where there wasn't one at all, really, that Ty Lue felt comfortable playing on the roster. So the fact that they have a guy like Bamba, who they're not asking to do too much, right? It's, shoot open threes, make them at about the clip that we've seen him make them throughout his career. If he can do that, that'd be a big thing for the Clippers. Defend the rim, block shots, rebound. And, with Zoo, the level of trust that he's gained from Ty Lue, you don't need a backup center really to play that many minutes. Ty Lue has trusted Zoo. He's pretty much stayed out of foul trouble for most of the season. So I think Bamba's been perfect in that role.
2 more for you here, Joey. How much love and respect should Lawrence Frank be getting right now for the Clippers being 13-9?
Yeah, he had a tough job this offseason because the Clippers obviously weren't in a spot where they were going to rebuild and tank. They don't have their pick, so that wasn't an option. They're entering a brand new arena, so that wasn't an option. So he had to essentially build a team that was going to do exactly what you've seen them do so far, and that's compete every single night, be in the mix, overperform a little bit, and I think he got the right guys for that. Chris Dunn has been incredible defensively, was nominated for Defensive Player of the Month, which is the first time the NBA has done that award alongside Zoo, and Derrick Jones Jr. has been a big part of that defense as well. So I think there's definitely a lot of credit that is owed to Lawrence Frank for finding the type of guys who could fit the identity that they were trying to build here. And like I said, that was a hard-nosed team that's going to compete every single night, that's going to be really a tough opponent for no matter who they're playing, whether it's a team like Denver who expects to be in the mix or a team like Portland who was kind of going through a rebuild themselves. So he definitely did a good job finding those guys. I think they've answered the call as well.
So lastly, how do they make life tough on the Portland Trailblazers tonight, who have had some good victories so far this season, including over the Clippers?
They do have a pretty impressive win profile so far this season, but I think last game, of course, I don't want to say it's the blueprint because you don't want to have to play James Harden as many minutes as they did, but I do think there's something to what you saw last game where, James Harden, his shot's starting to come around a little bit. So if you can rely on him for a little bit more offensive output, at least as a scorer, I think that's going to go a long way for the Clippers. As, Norman Powell getting back, James said last night, that's something that really helped him and kind of allowed him to get loose a little bit. So I think leaning on those two guys as scorers and allowing them to kind of do their thing and then playing off of that is going to continue to be key for this Clippers team against a Portland group that, as you mentioned, has been pretty impressive so far this season.
He is Joey Lynn, covers the Clippers for SI Now. Again, follow him on X at Joey Lynn with 2 N's and an underscore at the end. Always smooth,
Pleasure as
articulate,
always.
well done.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
the good questions coming to Coach Lou. We appreciate
Appreciate it, Adam. Thanks so much.
Coming up next, we'll get to an NBA out-of-town scoreboard as we are just 20 minutes away here at Intuit Dome from tip-off. Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers, trying to make it 9 straight victories here at home. And you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
And since I get a plug on that power strip,
Is he talking to me?
oh, we got another one.
Guy needs his own power strip.
Sorry. When you have 8 ring lights.
I know.
Whoa,
Whoa.
You're going to call me out after this is using a power strip? You see this thing? This is huge. You could like the moon.
Dude,
I got a big face, all right?
you
I
get
need a
more.
big light.
He gets more room than I do, and I have all the equipment to put us on the air.
Fast.
Ridiculous. He even has an assistant.
There's already one Halo
What
board.
assistant?
Come on, dude. Don't act like you don't have assistants and all these people helping you out behind the scenes.
Oh, I forgot. Assistant Big Brother Jake Warner. Forgot.
Oh. Adams, man.
That's getting feisty up here.
Let's check its levels. Go ahead. Keep talking, Adam.
Actually,
There you go.
guys,
Sounds good.
I just had my bike cut. First, I get sniped by Brian Seaman with the cookies. Now this. I just hope the Clippers can win. Bring some happiness to my life.
Seeing
Yeah.
me doesn't bring you that enough happiness?
Cookies, dude. We saw the picture.
I mean, that one time when you brought crumble cookies, it was good to see you.
I brought them multiple times.
Did you DoorDash them one time?
Yeah. They're not on route. That's the problem.
you know
they
what?
were on route last year.
That was pretty
When we
clutch.
do the Laker game from
That's fact.
Staples
Then
Center,
they will be on route.
well, that
I'm
and
sure I'll be there.
that and Adam won't be there, so that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, I'll bring a lot then.
Yeah,
That'll
but
just be the 2 days I bring them.
I'm
all
with
year.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
hearing
done.
this, chat?
That's
This
right.
is worse than being threatened physically.
Chat, if you ever want to see Adam's eyes light up,
Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off is just 18 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, we'll get back to your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. But first, let's get to your drive around the league. Brought to you by Toyota's electrified lineup, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, all electrics, and even fuel cell electric vehicles. So you can choose exactly the type you need for your lifestyle. We make it easy. Mentioned it earlier. The PG-13 had 29 points in the 76ers 110-104 victory in Charlotte over the Hornets. 76ers now 5-14 on the season. Cavaliers improved to 19-3 as they would win 118-87 at home over the Wizards. Donovan Mitchell, light work, 19 points, 7 assists, 3 steals. Milwaukee starting to heat up. They would win 128-107 in Detroit over the Pistons. Giannis Antetokounmpo with 28, 7, and 8 assists. He's in those MVP conversations. He has been playing unbelievable basketball if they continue to win here. Everybody's going to have him front of mind. In Toronto, the Raptors, thanks to Scotty to Hottie Barnes and his 35 points, the Raptors would win 122-111 at home over the Indiana Pacers. And a couple of games going on right now of interest to the Clippers. The OKC Thunder are up 124-98 over the Utah Jazz. Utah will not be winning tonight, so it looks like both the Clippers and Portland Trailblazers will soon here be eliminated from the knockout round in the in-season tournament. But we still got a game to play. One more for you. Late third quarter with 4:21 left. Grizzlies up 82-72 in Dallas over the Mavericks. Coming up next, we got Carlo Jimenez on. Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Mustard! I thought that was a pretty good mustard. Big Bro disagrees.
I didn't say anything.
Exactly.
Do you think K-Dot was like a big radio guy?
What do you mean radio?
Well, he's like, turn the TV off, turn the TV off.
Oh,
Like,
turn the radio off,
yeah,
turn the
he's-
radio.
No, because he wanted to tune into the radio.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, I know where you're going,
thank you,
Carlo.
Jake. Thank you,
Yeah.
way to go. We
So-
cracked that code.
When somebody's self-absorbed, they don't pay attention to someone else.
Who would that be though?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The Cookie Monster over there.
We want cookie.
Mike
Cheers for
Fratello's
Cookie.
here?
Yeah, I knew he was coming.
The Czar?
The Czar's in the
Czar
building?
is in the building, yes.
How did you know?
Because I see him.
No, I mean, how did Jake know?
How do I know everything? People tell me
Name
stuff.
one thing.
You know, everything I've told you has always been true.
Maybe a couple things.
Wow. All my inside scoopage is always on point. Chat, you should, follow a player. You might learn something.
Oh, where do they follow you at?
At Big Brother Jake.
Is that on
On
Sky
all-
Blue or is that on
On
Twitter?
all
or is that on?
platforms. All platforms. At Big Brother Jake. Shout out. Hello.
Big Bro! Chat, you've gotten way too much of the curtain pulled back tonight. Sadly. It's normally not this combative.
If you're going to be authentic, be all the way authentic.
Hey, I'm standing 10 toes down.
That's the Adam I like.
Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers in an in-season tournament matchup here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off just 14 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we'll get to your keys to victory. But first, back to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. So, Carlo, this Portland Trailblazers team, they have gotten some big victories so far. They've taken down Minnesota. They've taken down the Clippers. They've taken down the Houston Rockets, the Sacramento Kings. Clippers cannot take this team lightly, needless to say.
No. This is a Portland team that comes off 131 points against Dallas in their last game, Adam. They are able to move the ball offensively, get downhill, they attack the paint, and they do it a lot of one-on-one guard basketball. I mean, you think about the group out there, Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, who the Clippers haven't seen in nearly a year. He missed the half of last year, and then coming into this year, got injured once again. Has been a great contributor for them, and then coming off the bench, Scoot Henderson has also been excellent for Portland. So a lot of one-on-one creators that will test the Clippers on their on-ball defense. Not too worried about it, but this is a Portland team, Adam, that also can play defense. In fact, they're fourth in the NBA in the combined stats of blocks plus steals a game. They like to get steals. They like to get out in transition, and that's been effective for them.
Yeah, they have a guy in Delano Banton that gets some blocks and steals out there in limited minutes. And I was looking this up earlier today, or I was listening to Locked On Portland Trailblazers.
Oh, great show, by the way.
Apparently, Delano Banton, when he's on the court for them, they are a plus 20 in net rating per 100 possessions. They're outscoring the opposition by 20 per 100 possessions. That's how big he has been for them. But we know they got some heat. They got some flamethrowers out there, too. Anthony Simons is coming off one of the greatest quarters, I think, in NBA history, you can say.
Oh my goodness, 8 for 9, 24 points. He was locked in, Adam, in that quarter. The only thing that stopped him was himself. He couldn't stop fouling. He ended up getting fouled out of the ball game 7 seconds into his fourth quarter stint. But we know with this Portland team, they got some flamethrowers out there. And there's some guys who can get hot in a hurry. The Clippers have to be careful. You cannot allow what happened last time in this building to repeat itself against a Trailblazer team. We hope the Clippers come out with that vengeance, with that game in the back of their mind. It was what I believe, Adam, the third of the 4 straight losses to open up this building. Since then, the Clippers have won 8 in a row. They're looking for 9 tonight. And with a Minnesota team waiting in the wings, they played yesterday, but they're here in LA now. The Clippers once again trying to earn themselves some rest, something they've been doing a much better job of as of late. It felt like last year at times, Adam, the Clippers on those front end of the back-to-backs would play heavy minutes no matter who the opponent was. Now, when they have a game the next day and they have an opponent they feel like they should dominate, we saw it in Philadelphia, we saw it against Washington, they've been able to dominate those teams.
I don't know if the word got out on this, but Ivica Zubac is my player to watch tonight.
Oh.
Who are you going with the Clippers?
Word did get out, by the way. It was everywhere in the hallways. It was in the media room. It said, Adam Oslin's player to watch is Ivica Zubac. Don't tweet about him. Don't write anything. He's the player to watch. I like that player to watch for this Clippers team. I'm going to go with his backup, Mo Bamba, in this one. I think Mo Bamba has to be excellent on the glass. We've seen Bamba score the basketball well. He's averaging 4 rebounds a game, third on this Clipper team. But this is a Portland group, Adam, that crashes the offensive glass. They're third in the NBA in offensive rebounding percentage. Want to know something weird, though? They're last in defensive rebounding percentage. So you can rebound well against them. You can find a lot of success. Mo Bamba on both ends has to be a big key. I know I'm kind of copying your pick with also going with the center, but sue me.
Great minds think alike.
Great minds think alike. There we go. Don't sue me.
And there will be a battle on the boards whenever Portland misses a shot as they're going for that offensive rebound. They're good in that area. The Clippers, obviously, the number 1 team when it comes to defensive rebounding percentage. That will be fun to watch. And last time out, Portland showed off that athleticism, and they were hounding the Clippers a little bit. I almost felt like they were the more physical team out there. We haven't said that a lot this season, but guys that have to set the tone, we know the Clippers have one. He's got the dog in him. I'm talking about Chris Dunn. I know he hasn't been shooting it well, Carlo. I think he's 11 for his last 41 from the outside, but as a guy that sets that tone on the defensive end each and every night now in the starting lineup, there haven't been many better perimeter defenders in the league so far this season than Chris Dunn.
Easily top 5 this season. Chris Dunn has been hounding offensive players with a basketball. Excited to watch him go up against Anthony Simons, who's one of the best creators in the NBA, one-on-one on the outside. You mentioned his 24-point quarter last time out. But again, just somebody who's going to give effort every single time. And we've asked Ty Lue and Brian Shaw about this on the pregame show, saying, how does it feel to know when you have a teammate, when you were a player, who's always giving 100%? And they both said, look, it's inspiring. You want to play hard because you know your teammates are playing hard. That gets you to get up. And we've seen that with this Clipper team. Every great defense, Adam, in the NBA has a singular great leader on that defensive end. And Chris Dunn is that leader for this Clipper team.
Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Tip-off just 8 minutes away. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. And coming up next, we'll get your keys to victory right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. What's up, MK?
MK.
I met MK XLNT pregame before the game on Sunday. Good guy.
We got some coffee puns in the wall today.
Ooh.
Somebody's got a sign. You can't see it, but it says double shot, and then behind it is triple shot.
How have you seen it?
I saw him pass it down. I actually have x-ray vision. Nice undershirt.
Big bro acts like he knows everything. No? Okay.
Not everything, just all of it. Yeah.
I don't know everything, but I'm never wrong.
Interesting.
Honestly, I've never seen Big Bro and Socrates in the same room together. So
Yeah, I don't want to embarrass him.
People were asking in the chat earlier who you had winning tonight or what's the score it's going to be. They were just wondering, man.
You're gonna put the pressure on him like that?
No, I'm just people are seriously saying that.
Oh, we're gonna win tonight.
The founder of
Mustard!
111.99.
Did you guys hear that?
Wow.
Big Bro just said 111.99.
Book it.
Just proclaimed Clippers Wasn't 111 the score you went with last time?
No. It was like
What was the one you
114. I
nailed?
think it was 114 something. I
Uh,
forget. But that's for entertainment purposes only. Don't come after me.
Don't come after him, or we'll come after you.
You shoot at the king's head, you best not miss.
Hi, 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 hi. Hi, hi, hi. Is that K Dot doing the Kawhi impression there? Hey, 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 hey.
Could be. Dude, this album's fire. I
Every
listened to it the first
song.
time and I was like, okay,
Love
but
it.
then I listened
It's
to it
solid.
again. It's very good.
Yeah.
He went for bangers. That's what I like about it.
Clippers and Portland Trailblazers tipping off just 6 minutes from now here at Intuit Dome. Let's get your keys to victory. Do not let Anthony Simons get going early. We just talked about it with Carlo Jimenez. Chris Dunn will likely be guarding him early on. That could slow him down, but once he turns it on, it's hard to turn that faucet off when he starts flowing, especially from distance. He is a very tough guard. Again, 24 points in the third quarter, his last time out against the Dallas Mavericks on 8 of 9 shooting. In fact, he hit his first 8 shots of that third quarter. And the Clippers have to match the physicality of this young Portland Trailblazers team. They are physical. They are athletic. That's why they get to a lot of offensive rebounds. The Clippers have to be wary of that. They got to be more aware than they were the last time out here where they would lose 106 to 105. It's a revenge back-to-back. First Portland, then tomorrow night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here we go. It's Carlo Jimenez on the call. Clippers and Blazers from Intuit Dome is tipping off next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Yeah!
Chat, we'll talk to you post-game. That was Carlo.
Let's go, Colin. Good to hear from you. Thank you. Thanks for stepping up. I hear we have the master today. That's what Big Bro said.